Have you ever wondered why another consulting firm won a contract you had provided a proposal for, and you know for sure you would have done a better job for the client? If you watch this entire video, you'll understand exactly how your ideal premium clients decide which consulting firm to work with, and why so many capable consultants get overlooked, discounted, or stuck working on endless proposals. You'll see what's actually going on in your client's mind before they ever get to speak to you, why trying to sell your expertise often makes things worse, and how authority positioning removes resistance before the conversation even starts. Once you see this, you'll understand why authority works and why the old way keeps failing experienced consultants. This insight alone should completely change how you approach marketing and sales from this point forward. In the last video, I explained why being capable isn't enough to get premium clients reaching out to you, and why authority positioning is the shift that moves you from chasing work, writing competitive proposals, and relying on referrals to having clients initiate contact and ask for your help. This is the foundation for growth in your firm. If you want to dig deeper into authority positioning and how to create a foundation for growth, check out the description below for the link to access the Consulting Growth Code, which sets out the exact steps you need to take in the correct order, depending on which stage of growth your firm is currently at. So now the question is, why does authority positioning actually work? To answer that, we need to look at how premium clients really think when they're choosing a consultant or a consulting firm. Here's something that most consultants misunderstand. Premium clients don't choose consultants the way we assume they do. They're not sitting there comparing credentials line by line. They're not looking for the most impressive proposal, and they're not wanting for you to convince them. What they're really doing is trying to manage risk. When a premium client hires a consultant, they're taking on several risks at once: financial risk, reputational risk, and often personal career risk. If the project fails, it reflects on them, not you. So the biggest internal question isn't, is this consultant capable? It is this a safe decision for me to make? And this is where things start to go wrong for most consultants. When you try to sell your services, you're creating resistance in the mind of the buyer. When you try to sell your expertise, you tend to explain more, you justify more, you end up pitching harder. But from the client's perspective, that often increases uncertainty. Because selling puts them into evaluation mode, evaluation leads to comparison, and comparison leads to price pressure, and price pressure leads to proposals and delays. And that's why so many consultants end up frustrated thinking, why don't they see this as exactly what they need? The truth is, explanation isn't the problem. Authority works because it does something very specific in the client's mind. It says, this person understands the problem better than I do. Others already trust this thinking. This feels like a safe decision. When a premium client encounters your thinking before the conversation, through content, insights, frameworks, they're no longer evaluating you from scratch in the sales meeting. They've already moved a long way towards trusting you, trusting your firm, and trusting your process. So the conversation isn't, convince me why I should choose you. It becomes, can your process work for us? Creating authority positioning is about doing all the heavy lifting in the marketing process instead of in the sales process. If you get this right, it shifts the tone of your sales conversations from, what do you think you can do for us, to, we think we need your help, but just want to check that your program is a right fit for us. This is why authority positioning leads to clients initiating contact, getting better quality inquiries, and facing fewer price objections. Because by the time they speak to you, they already agree with your diagnosis, they already trust your process, and they already see you as the expert. The selling has effectively happened before the sales conversation. This also explains something about referrals. Referrals work because they borrow authority from someone the client already trusts. But the limitation with referrals is the ability to scale. Referrals tend to come from a tight-knit group of people who already know you. You might be their best-kept secret. Authority positioning does the same thing in terms of creating trust, but for a wider market. It allows people who don't know you yet personally to find you and come to trust your thinking, your approach, and your expertise. That's why it's such a powerful shift from relying on referrals alone. So the big takeaway here is premium clients don't choose consultants based on who explains their services best. They choose based on who feels the safest. Authority positioning creates that safety before the sales conversation even begins. Once you understand how premium clients think, it becomes obvious why proposals, tenders, and referral-based growth eventually stop working, even for very capable consultants. If you want to dig deeper into authority positioning and how to create a foundation for growth for your firm, check out the description below for the link to access the Consulting Growth Code, which sets out the exact steps you need to take in the correct order, depending on which stage of growth your firm is currently at. In the next video, I'll break down why the traditional consulting growth model is structurally flawed and why it keeps experienced consultants stuck, no matter how good they are. Click this link here to go there now.